Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian Altano. I'm here with Jeremy and Kyle from PopCap. You guys are working on Garden Warfare 2, Plants vs. Zombies, of course.
That's right.
My main question, what is your problem with gardens? Why must they be destroyed?
Well, the plants have no problems with gardens. Zombies are not fans at all. So,
right.
I mean, that's our whole setup, right? So, zombies and plants have always battled each other through time. They've never liked each other at all.
I love that. I love that theory.
That's a really good premise to build pretty much anything around. Yep. So we personally have nothing against gardens, but we do have to support the zombies' point of view as often as we can.
Now, there are very few gardens left in your world now.
That's right.
You guys have basically given all the power in the world to the zombies. This is a full-on zombie apocalypse. The zombies have won.
Well, yeah, I mean, Garden Warfare 2 picks up where Zomboss, who's our supervillain of our story, he doesn't get much right. He loves technology. He builds huge machinery. He loves robots. But there's usually a flaw in his plan that kind of offsets the ultimate takeover. Mm-hmm. But when you get into Garden Warfare 2, he's at least momentarily taken over suburbia. And so, yeah, what we're looking at now is the intro to the demo we're showing here at E3. So you kind of get an idea. These guys are the weeds. So for the first time, on the zombie side, you've always had kind of the fodder enemies, the basic zombies. Now in Garden Warfare 2, the plants have their kind of basic
swarm.
Yeah, the swarm that will come at you in waves. So in Garden Warfare 2, Zomboss has his moment, that's kind of where we kick off with that story. It's not suburbia, it's Zomburbia. He's done some decorating. He loves the color purple. So
who doesn't?
We do learn a few things about Zomboss in this game.
So obviously, you were able to translate a very successful, very, very awesome iPhone game into this like robust online third-person shooter. And now you get to sort of build on that world. What's that like to kind of take something that was already sort of a deviation and then kind of turn it into its own thing, basically?
Yeah, I mean,
the great thing about Plants vs. Zombies is at the heart of it, it's really about the characters.
Yeah.
And so you've got this huge set of characters that are so much fun to play with, and just bringing them to life and then putting them in the setting and telling stories. Like, we tell all sorts of stories from the other mobile games, even in here. Like, if you saw the big robot at the start of this video, that's actually the end boss from Plants vs. Zombies 1 that you face Zomboss off against. So
just throwing that out there.
It's just a ton of fun bringing these worlds together and bringing these characters to life and letting people really experience them.
Well, also, even in this map, which is Zomboss's factory, you'll see things like the traffic cone manufacturing machine, which is from the classic tower defense game. So really, we're working with a single universe here, so it's awesome to pull from that sort of creative bucket and turn it into different games that we love.
So you guys have pretty much creative freedom to say, hey, remember those really dented-looking screen doors in the first Plants vs. Zombies? Like, this is the house they were stolen from. I mean, you can actually make up backstories for everything.
Well, I think that's,
there they go across the top of the screen.
Doors, you just saw them pass in front of the screen.
Yeah,
but consistency is really amazing to build on, right? So we do try to look at things like those screen doors. You'll see them in this game.
Yeah.
And we can pull from that really rich story. If you think about story, a lot of it's just in the background. So we're trying to make sure we add those elements, but there's a lot to work with.
It's really fascinating to see a game that started in a backyard and by a pool and on a roof, spoilers again, turn into something like this, which is, it's huge and it's its own thing. Now, how many different sort of character types do we have here, classes?
So we have 14 base classes. So there's 6 all new classes in Garden Warfare 2. And so we've been looking at the zombie side in this demo. So right now we're looking at we're looking at one of the big new plant bosses. That's by having Zomboss be successful and bringing the Weed Swarm, we've also been able to bring all new plant bosses, which is a lot of fun. Again, pulling from the PvZ universe. That's a Giga Torchwood. You may have seen the Torchwood in some of our other games. But yeah, we have 6 new classes, 3 on the zombie side, and then each of them is going to have their own unique variants. So you'll have a pirate, and then we've got some really other creative stuff that we're going to start sharing variants on the pirate a little bit later on.
So how does that happen in the office? Does somebody come into work one day and they're just like, I couldn't sleep last night, I had this idea for a zombie pirate, we have to make it?
It comes from all over the place. From our technical director who says, I want to be able to do this with a character, to our game designers who say, hey, we want to get this kind of ability, this kind of gameplay mechanic, to some of them just start with art. People just start brainstorming and here's some cool ideas. And
just drawing in a meeting and all of a sudden you got to make it.
And then they just start riffing on it.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the team. Like, our team is so invested in this narrative, right? So everyone's always thinking about, oh, what if we did this with the plants? Or wouldn't that be really fun to do? Usually if something starts out with, that would really be fun to do, that kind of leads to a bigger discussion and we see if we can get it into the game. So
that's a good attitude to have. Fun is probably the most important thing.
It's a smile per minute measurement.
Yeah. That's. Do you have a machine for that?
Not yet.
We have a daily playtest, which is honestly, when we're building this game, we play it every afternoon,
Yeah.
and you start hearing who's laughing, what resonates. That was cool. People don't always know what's coming into the game. We just put it in there, and when it starts getting the laughter, hey, that was so cool, and riffing on it, that is almost our smile meter.
So now we're all adults here, mostly. I mean, we're at a video game
That's
conference.
assuming
so
a lot, yeah.
Maybe not. Don't tell anyone. But this is actually a game that was enjoyed by a wide range of ages. So what's it like working on something that you know, shooters are so historically and traditionally like for adults and they're pretty and realistic. And you guys get to make one that's just really fun and adorable. What's that like?
Well, I think, you know, Plants vs. Zombies as a universe, accessibility is one of our pillars. You know, and we have a lot of stories coming back where, you know, dads are playing with their kids. And, you know, we've got major 9-year-old fans that are sending us letters about here's exactly what I want you to do in the game. And then we've got hardcore shooter players who are like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite class. So for us, it's making sure that we don't exclude anyone, which it's hard to do. But we want this to be a game that anyone can pick up and play and have a blast with, but it will rise to meet you if you want to really challenge yourself and be strategic. So PvZ is one of the really rare setups that you can do that. Make it really kooky and fun, but build a depth in there that really supports that type of play. So we're having a blast trying to cover that ground.
See, I love that, because you care about more than just angry old men.
Yes.
It's important. So Garden Warfare 2, you'll be able to play it soon. It looks awesome. We can't wait. We're going to be covering that game and plenty more games here at IGN all week long. This is E3 2015, and we love you. Think about the children and shoot some damn plants.